Hello, collective. Welcome into Infinite Light and Love 888. I'm Juka. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to your reading. So, this is probably the fourth time I've started this reading. There's been several different things that have happened, and I feel like that's part of your energy, that you're attempting to get something done, something is getting in the way. Okay? Now, the message that I received is, why is this happening? Or why is this not happening? And I'm feeling like there's possibly two groups that this will relate to. I was picking up on a very sun energy and turned on some meditation music for the sun itself. And then the very first card out was the sun. So I feel like the sun is very important. This is a timeless reading. So whenever you watch this, this can be your reading. That's for your discerning. Also, I am filming this right after we had the full moon, the blood moon. And this sun is illuminating some things in the shadows, in the background, or things that were just hidden from us, period. It's not necessarily that someone is hiding something from us. It feels more like a part of the journey, the path that we just didn't know. Now, the information that I received was the ethers, reality, emotions. And we're going to combine those three with a challenge and an outcome. I'm leaving the cards that were already pulled here. Apologies for not doing that right in front of you, but this is, like I said, the fourth go round. 211 on the timer. That could be very important for someone. So in the ethers, we have compassion. I feel like the divine sees what you're going through and they want you to know that they're sending you so much compassion and love, and to have more compassion for yourself. Okay? In reality, we have, pardon me, reflect, and it came out reversed. This feels like you've not had time or the right time or waiting for the right time to be able to do this, because the next category is emotions. Maybe there's something that you just don't want to go back into that because it was such a painful time. However, within the emotions is wisdom. And this is why you're being guided to go there. And I feel like this is something you already know. You know something has been coming up and coming up and coming up. Past relationship, could be childhood. But there's something in the shadows, something that's hidden, that it would be very beneficial, and maybe not wanting to do it because you don't want to feel that hurt and pain again. But there's something that you don't know about that time, that now that you have grown in your consciousness, you're going to see something new. And that's why you're being guided to go back there. The challenge is solitude. Now, this could be you're just busy. You're busy, you've got a job, maybe you've got kids, pets, a partner, prior commitments, and it's been challenging to have that solitude time. And the outcome is cunning. And I feel like this is you, like you're just waiting for that perfect moment to do it. Whatever this is that you're asking about, why is this happening or why is this not happening? It feels like it goes back to because this has not been done yet. So it's like placing importance there out of love for yourself so that you can gain this wisdom. This feels like an internal wisdom here because we had the sun card come out first, and then after that, these are the other two cards, the Five of Swords and the High Priestess. This feels very Akashic to me. This feels like a karma, something holding over your head, some kind of a karmic energy is playing with your thoughts or your focus. And it's because it feels as if there's a memory that you're thinking of that's not quite 100%. Like maybe you only know half the truth. Because with these emotions guided by wisdom, it says you've walked this path before and you know the steps to take, though you fear upsetting others. So something about these emotions within you, there's some sort of protection. You're wanting to protect yourself, protect others. Oh, you've done this before. Your shadow is protecting you from knowing something because the last time you visited this was very painful. The divine, however, is saying there's great wisdom if you go back there. You are being called to follow the wisdom deep within, even if it's not popular, as it will lead you to true balance and harmony. Okay, so tarot that I pulled for compassion in the ethers, is the Ten of Wands. And this feels like you've been getting a lot of information. Could be in your sleep, could be people telling you things, and you've been carrying this around. And I almost feel that you could be carrying a load that's not even yours. It says, stop playing the role of the harsh judge and oppressor. Become the compassion guardian who always protects your soul. So your shadow side, the ego side, who helps protect this inner child, maybe has got a little bit too much clamped around something and not allowing you to see the full picture, the bigger picture, for the greater good of all. Okay? And reflect comes out with the Two of Swords. Again, this illumination of some darkness. And this Two of Swords is very linked, especially in this reading, to intuition. You're blindfolded. You've got two swords. You can't see where you're going, what you're doing. The only thing you can resort to is your frequency and whoever is approaching you, tapping into their frequency. Whatever this that you've gone through, it's allowing you, when you can go back and reflect on this, you will see what it's done is allowed you to tap into your own intuition more clearly. And your path has taken you to a point where now when you reflect on this and knowing this information, you're going to be able to gain further wisdom here. Unlocking some knowledge, knowing some knowledge, something from Akashic, right? This, what's written. Like when you signed up for this, you had no idea it was going to be this. This is a lot. And I just heard a lot of years. You had no idea. And I'm hearing solitude is your best friend. So perhaps you really love being alone and by yourself, and you feel like that's where you gain your wisdom, but something has been preventing that. And out of love for yourself, it's time to schedule that, plan it, get it in the books. Get it in the books. Again, that feels very Akashic. With the outcome being cunning, it came out clarified by the Eight of Wands reversed and the Wheel of Fortune. And this goes back to that maybe feeling like something's taking forever, this shift. Bottom of the decks, we have abundance awaits and luck is on your side. And you're like, but where is it? Is it coming? Where is it? Why is this not happening? And it's something about divine timing. It's not time yet. There's something that you need to see from your past or else when this comes in, it would not work right. Something else has to be seen. A truth of self. I'm really looking at this. She's looking down in this pool of water and there's someone looking back at her. Just like in this Five of Swords, someone looking back at you. Perhaps there's a part of you, a side of you, that you don't want to see because these emotions it was so painful the first time, you don't want to look back at it. You know, you could be feeling shame or a loss. It makes you question yourself. And divine, the ethers, is saying, have compassion with yourself because you had no idea. When you set off on that venture, you had no idea what burden you were taking on. And I'm just noticing I have these rocks out here and it's right underneath this one that says strength. That's what you gained. Strength. Out of love for yourself. Whatever you did was very personal for you, for your highest good. And with the Akashic, it just feels fated. It was meant to be. It's like you couldn't have done it any other way, because the outcome is still going to be the same. Whether you took the path to the left, the right, the one behind you, forward, diagonal, upstairs, whatever, there was going to be a similar incidence, because there's something there to learn, to uncover, some kind of wisdom to find. And it's about you in here, okay? So, with this High Priestess energy, it feels very much like with the Akashic, there's karma that we came to release. And then there's also fulfillment and evolution that we came to receive, okay? To go through. That's part of the journey. For the release, we have the Poet. And look at all this release. No wonder you have been releasing karma. It feels like for lifetimes. Like you're the one. All of a sudden, I'm seeing this as a crystal ball. Like chosen to be the one to break this all down. And look, so this is here is like the shoulders and the hands holding this. But the entire top reminds me of a volcano that's exploded. Old beliefs, old traumas, everybody else's opinions. It's like unleashed the wrath that your ancestors' bloodline had collected, and you're here to clean that up, possibly write about it. I'm seeing movie script, I'm seeing journaling, I'm seeing artwork. But somehow, as the Poet, you're not only working through it and cleansing, clearing, and purifying, you are transmuting it into something of beauty. I just heard delicious beauty. I'm not sure what that means, but that's what I heard. Delicious beauty. So, as far as the other side, this evolution, like what else you came to do on the more positive and fun side. The temple. And look, this is the recreation. I said this looked like a volcano that erupted and it's gone. This is the temple. This is to rebuild. This is rebuilding. This is strengthening that connection with the divine, to reconnect with the divine from a human space. This is like heaven on earth. So, okay, the term rest in peace is coming to my mind. And I saw that in a picture of a gravestone one day, and I thought, you know, Why is it we wait until someone is dead, gone from our life, to wish them to rest in peace? Why is it we have to die before we can rest in peace? How can we shift that to where we can rest in peace in the living, bringing in a more peaceful time, quieting the mind, the solitude? And that is the challenge in this reading, is solitude. So it feels like making time for that. Put it in your calendar. Whatever it is you have to do, hire a babysitter, 1 day a month, something to that. If you have a good friend or your kids have friends, maybe a play date, and you get to have an hour to yourself. Nothing else. You don't fill it with going to the grocery store. You don't fill it with doing some laundry or cleaning the house or working on the car. You fill it with you. You take that moment to fill your cup. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Hunter. Here we are, 2026. Year of the Horse. And I'm seeing, when I see these side by side, this image, this light shining and all these lines is represented here in the temple. That's where you're headed. You are headed to this space of spiritual divine expansion. And underneath that, we have the Starborn. A whole new beginning, a new egg. A new egg. Okay. I feel like I was guided to just drop charms across all the cards that are out here as they're scattered. And I feel like that's going to help bring a message. And may also confirm that this is your message if you have been questioning at all. Okay. We have a shoe all out here by itself. That's this journey, right? And on top of the 10 of Wands, we have a pink heart that says love and the owl. This journey, you've learned a lot about love. And on top of the 2 of Swords, we have the key and peace in a heart. Peace within your own heart. That goes back to that not wanting to hurt other people's feelings, right? But you have to do it your way. On top of wisdom, we have, which we talked about, the older and the child. We have this little teeny tiny witch. And I feel like you've been on this journey to discover your own magic. 24/24 on the timer, as I said that. We have the moon with a cat in it, but I wanted to say a black cat. And so black cats could be very important for you. It goes along with that magic theme. Oh, interesting. Where did that? I didn't even know this was in there. On top of that 5 of Swords, there's a penny. It says 2000. I think it's 2015. So we have a penny. Money being held over your head. And then with that is cherries. I just heard cream of the crop. On top of this 3 of cups, we have the cross. So crossing paths with others, and what you have to say, there may be this difference of agreement, 2 different directions. But you have to go with your heart. On top of the temple, we have a unicorn. We have a spider. And we have this fish carcass. That brings me back to this karma. There was something you had to pick clean, get out of your system. Perhaps you felt caught in a web, but you had to clean that all out before you can build your web. And it feels like with the divine, your imagination, your dreams, where you've been meant to go, your path, your journey, just like the shoe. And I feel like this cherries out here on top of the 5 of swords. I feel like somebody has, maybe it's just a mindset taught you concerning money, but bottom of the deck, we have abundance awaits. And luck is on your side. Again, with this red. The sun, there's a song. Something about the sunshine down on me. I'm not even getting a melody. I know it's a song. Okay, to close this out, what do you want to tell us about emotions and this release? There's something about raising your frequency in order to fully receive everything that's meant for you. We have frisky and we have tired. Two very polar opposites, right? Feeling very tired, drained, exhausted, and then being frisky, that cat. Curious, getting out there. So by releasing these emotions, it helps release the feeling of tired. What else can you tell us about emotions? This release. What else? We have interested and talkative. Okay, I said something earlier about the sun, and it felt like summertime, or unless that was the past reading, I was picking up on a very summertime energy. Frisky. This interested makes me think about curiosity and talkative and getting, and we have here rested on the bottom. So tired and rested. All of a sudden, I'm feeling very Gemini energy coming through with this summertime. Rested, grateful. Okay. Maybe you're tired of being tired. And I feel like perhaps you've just been interested in other things and not wanting to go into this reflection state. But it feels like that really is the key. And we have talkative and the poet. Maybe you're tired of listening to what everybody else has to say and you want to say a little piece of your mind in the moment. And maybe that's good for you. And that's not to say telling someone off. It's just sharing your truth and finding that right person. Oh, I just went to pick up this card. I was going to say finding the right person to, talk with, waiting for that perfect moment. But as I went to pick it up, there was a star on there. I feel like that's your shadow. Your shadow is very cunning and maybe like, oh, you need to wait for the right time now. I'm feeling that now. That's a protective side for you. Is maybe just wait a little bit longer. Maybe it'll go away. Maybe it'll pass. And I feel like divine is saying that's a shadow that's of yourself trying to protect you. But now that you're rested, you're ready to talk about it. Oh, I just saw another charm that fell out here. A flower. You're ready to bloom. You're ready for this. And I feel like one thing you're tired of is maybe tired of putting it off. Or your soul. There we go. Thank you. Your soul is tired of being put on hold. Because it's ready. It's frisky. It's interested. It's talkative. It's ready to go. And it's a shadow side that's a little resistant. Which makes sense, right? Because it's all about protection. Okay, can we get some final guidance here for the collective, please? I feel like this is finally coming together. Your mission has been that you go through whatever this is you've been on your journey, and that then you express in some form what this journey's been like. And the goal here is the temple. That you are coming into this alignment with yourself, this healing of self, spiritual guidance, closer connection with the divine, and tapping into your own magic, the magic of your imagination. Even if that's what you write is imaginative stories. It doesn't have to be biography. You can paint that. Woodworking, anything like that. Something to express yourself. Okay, what do we have here? We have the Knight of Swords reversed and the Five of Cups. Something you're remembering is not completely 100% true. I feel that deeply. And when you go back and look, here and spend some time there to reflect, you're going to notice this new outlook, this new opportunity. You're going to be like, oh, you know what? I did not realize that. Maybe somebody else will come through with some information. I just heard imagination playing tricks on you. Perhaps that's that out of protection. And I feel like that is probably for someone very specific. But that could be your mind playing tricks on you because it wants to protect you. And something about this, I don't know. I've never seen this before, but there's a bowl in the background that's very colorful. And I'm picking up on Easter eggs. And we had the Starborn out here with those colors as well. So, something about this springtime, Easter coming up, new colors, cracking wide open. The spring equinox has come up for me about 3 times over the past few days. I just don't know where that information goes. It feels like it's going to be its own separate reading. It's just not unfolded yet. And I feel like this possibly is part 1 of this unfolding, is that taking time to reflect on these old things. Like, I'm tired of living like this. And I'm ready for a change. Okay. All right, collective, that's what I have for you today. I hope this helps. As always, you can share in the comments your story, what you're going through. Might help someone else understand. And until the next time, go out there and lead with love. 37:37 on the timer as I said that. So we'll talk to you next time. Bye now.